Thanks, man. All right, is it on?
It's working.
Okay, we're going. You gonna start this one?
Hell no.
Start
I don't
it.
know what to say.
Start it.
Hey guys, I'm Becca.
I'm Matt.
God damn it.
You're not gonna introduce the video? Just introduce it.
We are terrible.
Say why they can.
Hi! Hi, I'm E-House from Gun Gamers. I'm not in this video, these three are, but they're terrible at introductions. Becca, Matt, Steve, go!
Working off a hangover. Sorry, everyone. So today we're going to be going over the different MCR series chest rigs from Condor. We have almost all of them here, so we're just going to kind of run down them real quick, give you pros and cons we've experienced with them, and just kind of give you our opinion. I'll start it off with mine. I'm going to be honest, they don't go by the MCR name anymore, but they are all have the same back with the 4-point connection X-style back. So I can't give you which number each one is, but here are the different styles. So this one has 6 built-in 5.56 mag pouches. I really like it because it keeps them really low profile and just set to you, so you can put a whole bunch of other, like a GP pouch, I can put a radio pouch, 100 other things on the front, and it doesn't add to that bulk. If you've ever seen any picture of me, I'm already fat. I don't need it sticking out farther. So this works really, really well for me. They also, I think almost all of them, have this little admin pouch, hidden pouch here. It gets sweaty and gross, but it, you know, works for hiding some extra stuff.
Mine is just straight Molly panel. It has 2 built-in M4 pouches. I never use them because they basically sit right under my armpit, so they don't provide easy access at all. So like Matt said, mine's got built-in admin pouch on the back. For mine, I got the hydro carrier for the back. I got this guy because I mostly got sick and tired of running around trying to figure out, all right, how am I going to carry water on the field while I'm running around? So I got this guy. I like it. I think the big thing for me about it is I probably need to adjust it. I probably just need to adjust it a little more. It tends to slide forward and back depending on how much weight I've got. Generally, it's a pretty good balance. But I probably just need to tighten it up a little bit more. It's pretty good for breathability. It's easy on off, which I like over a plate carrier because it's 2 buckles on, buckle back up, done.
Toss mine on down here. So mine is the same design as Steve's, just straight flat Molly panel, very simple. It's awesome. Biggest pro for me is how adjustable these are. They're the same exact series, and Matt has one that fits him, and I have one that fits me, and we are vastly different sizes, but they're both perfectly comfortable. On mine, we put this on here just so you could see it. We bought the bib to try it out, see what it was like. It's awful. Don't recommend it. It's extremely uncomfortable. It's extremely awkward. It
doesn't really gain you
add
anything.
Any real use other than you have another little mod like admin pouch, and there's a little bit more Molly, but it's awful. I don't recommend it to anyone. It's horrible. In general, though, I've been really happy with it. The Molly on the very edges, like the last row on the very far sides, is a little bit narrower than the Molly throughout the rest of the chest rigs. So if you put your pouches all the way across, you might have a little bit harder time weaving it on the end, but you know, work through it, be a man. I also got the same hydro carrier that Steve got, that he has on his. Mine's not on mine because the biggest con for this is you can't adjust it small enough to fit
Children.
a smaller person. If you are like under 5'6" and probably under 150 pounds, this will probably not fit you unless you modify it in some way. So if you're Steve's size, it'll probably work decently for you. If you're not Steve's size, I don't recommend you waste your money.
So we got 2 others. This one, it's just got some integrated pouches, but it just kind of eats up your Molly. It gives you 6 mags, again, like mine did, except they're double stacked. So it really keeps all your weight dead center, but it leaves you a lot of room for radio pouch or GP pouch. But like I said, personally, I don't like having bulk coming off as far. I like to spread it out more.
I like just the plain empty Molly panel too, because I like to change around where I put all my different pouches based on what I'm using the chest rig for that day. If I'm using it for a Milsom West game, my pouch layout is going to be significantly different than if I'm just using it for a pickup skirmish day. I don't want to be limited with the set pouches,
Right.
so that is not my favorite kind of chest rig. I like this.
So the last one, this belongs to Jim, who couldn't be here today. This is kind of the weird one of the group. It's just a lot different. What's nice is, just like all the others though, you can take off the back straps and put the hydro on if you want. That fits across the whole line. But his, if you'll notice, has a totally different back, but it's got wide straps. It can support a little more weight more comfortably. Also gives you a small amount of molly that I don't know what kind of weird high on your back pouch you'd put on, but you could. And then the front is a two-piece design rather than just being one. So you can kind of throw it over your shoulders. He got it from Milsom West just because he can kind of toss it on almost like an LBE, like the old Alice gear, but it's more modern and it fits more stuff than those terrible rigs did. But yeah, what I love is just the versatility between these. You can swap them out. Me and Becca sometimes, mine's usually set up for 5.56. Hers is set up for her Scar H. And if we swap guns, all we gotta do is change the straps, interchange chest rigs.
Yep.
It's
4
great.
points and
Yeah.
very nice.
For an affordable chest rig, I say it's totally worth it. I think
Yeah,
they're great.
What, $20
About
brand new?
20,
on
25
eBay?
bucks a piece.
Yeah.
Depending on
about
which
that.
specific
And
model
each
you get.
and like the hydro is about 20 or 25 also by itself, but it's
Don't
worth
waste
it.
your money.
It's worth it if you're the right size person.
AKA you're a normal person.
Yes, normal adult male. But yeah, I think it's really worth it. It's a nice alternative. It's not quite as fancy and high speed as people who use their D3 CRs and all their cool shit. But it's also a little bulkier. But I'm a bigger dude. You're not tiny, but it works for you.
Yeah.
But I usually have a huge plate carrier otherwise. I can still carry almost everything I do minus an admin pouch in this. So, but
Yeah.
it's lighter weight and it breathes better. So it's a nice alternative.
Yeah,
So,
and
you guys recommend?
they're pretty durable. I've had mine for 2 or 3 years and used it pretty
Multiple
heavily.
Milsom West.
And look
the
how
shit out of
beautiful
it.
it still looks. I mean, it's
Yeah, I mean,
still
it
in
looks
pretty great
almost
shape. The
brand new.
stitching has held up really well. Nothing's ripping out anywhere. Quality-wise, I'm very impressed. I will keep buying Condor.
As a testament
with it.
to the newer build quality on these kinds of things, I'm 250 pounds alone. Throw on an assault pack, all my gear, my gun, all that, easily pushing 300. I was wearing that chest rig, and someone dragged me like 20 feet at a game, and it is totally fine. Not a single thread ripped. So that's pretty good. I'm not gonna knock it. So
Yeah.
yeah. So you guys both think they're worth it?
I think it's worth it. Yeah. I mean, it's these chest rigs are nice if you want something that's small and light, but you don't feel like shelling out the 150, 200
Yeah.
bucks for a D3
Yeah.
rig.
Small,
This
light,
guy's good.
simple,
So
basic,
then-
modular.
It's also a
Yeah.
good introduction into chest rigs. You want to try one? It's a low cost, low risk trial.
Yeah. You end up not liking it, just go sell it for 20 bucks to someone who's looking for a chest rig.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's about it. Thanks for joining us. See ya.
Bye.
The bench is holding.
Yeah, the bench is holding. Is everyone in frame? Everyone's in frame. Yep. So let's take a second at the end of this video and actually talk about the pros and cons of Condor gear, because there is a dedicated segment of airsoft and real firearm enthusiasts and a variety of people who say basically that you should never buy Condor under any circumstances.
Because it's just garbage.
Because it's terrible and it's horrible and it's garbage. Here's the thing. I've been around long enough and I've used enough variety of gear. Early Condor was complete and utter shit.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And there are still some things Condor makes that are complete and utter shit. Like, I wouldn't buy their clothing, personally.
Correct.
Yeah.
Their hats are nice.
The hat. But the thing is, I am a gear whore. You've seen my loadouts. You see what I use. You've seen what I review. I use expensive shit. But the thing is, for low-cost items like this, you do have to evaluate it based on what your use is. Fact of the matter is, we're not in Afghanistan jumping out of helicopters. We're basically cosplaying while LARPing. So you're not going to use your shit as hard as someone in the military. So you might not need the same level of quality. Now, might you want it? In my case, I want it, and especially because of fitment and sizing issues. But if you are just using your gear for weekend games, and maybe you're not going to big milsim games, or if you are, but maybe you're not using it super hard, you don't beat your stuff up, airsofters can usually get away with Condor, as exemplified here. Yep. So, before you get triggered, there's probably already a million comments about how Condor is trash, you should never buy it under any circumstances. Do I usually recommend Condor? I don't, because again, I like higher end gear, and I think there's a lot of merit to buying higher end gear, resale value, for example. Yeah. But the fact of the matter is, for a casual player or for someone who isn't looking to spend a ton of money on a wide variety of gear setups, you can get away with Condor.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Yeah. I mean, I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum from Eric. He's a gear whore. I'm not. All of my gear that I run is all Condor. I do not own a single thing that is not Condor, whether it's chest rig, plate carrier, pouches, whatever. Everything I own is Condor. And it works perfectly. I haven't had any issues with stitches ripping out. I haven't had any issues with things falling apart. Now, I've gone to 1 or 2 milsim events, and the Condor rigs that I've run have held up just fine. I've not had a single issue with any of them. And because they work well for me, and because they're cheap, that's usually why I buy them. Oh no, I need to buy a new pouch. All right, here's $15. Boom, done. Versus one of the ones that Eric gets, your pouches cost you what, generally?
Well, from Tactical Tailor, I mean, I can get a pouch anywhere, like an HSGI Taco is $35, $40 by itself.
Yeah. So, and that's just for like a single pouch. This shingle of 3 AKs cost me $15. And I can hold pretty much anything I could ever need in them.
Now, I do think there are competitive options for pouches and whatnot that sometimes make more sense to buy. It's for design more than anything else. I mean, I'm a big fan of Tactical Tailor's pouches generally. They're not super expensive if you buy the fight lights, and you can get them on sale very frequently. So if you're patient, you can generally get Tactical Tailor, which I would definitely call better gear than Condor. But it's Tactical Tailor, of course it is. You can often get that at a competitive price point. If you're patient, you wait for a sale. And I like their designs a little better. But if you're impatient and it's available, it works. It works fine.
Damn.
Yeah. I mean, the only other thing I'd add is, it's also, with my whole, it's budget conscious, whatever. I'm married, and I have a house and 2 cars that I can't afford, that I shouldn't have bought. And all sorts of, crippling debt's the key to happiness, as we all know. Yep. So I have to pick and choose where I throw my money. And like this year, I wanted to throw all my money at getting a Stoner and a Gas Scar H and a bunch of other stupid stuff I did not need.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, so I wanted that, so I threw it more towards guns this year. Next year, I've been staring at his D3, and I love it, and I'm probably going to have to buy the heavy version, but I just don't have the money for right now, because I can't throw all my cash at this. I gotta throw money
yes,
at the I gotta throw my monies at the camera so that I can edit videos. But yeah, so I mean, you can pick and choose too. I mean, not everyone's gonna have all the money to throw at every object. So I kind of pick and choose each season where.
Yeah.
We could probably make a whole video actually about, if you have a budget, where you should kind of allocate a percentage of funds to make it happen.
Like, I splurged and got myself my fancy LBX 0400S.
Yeah, that was like $150 or something.
That was a big expenditure for me for gear. I usually don't like spending that kind of money because I enjoy my budget and I enjoy having the money to actually go and play the game.
No, I think gear should be the last place you spend your big money.
Yeah.
because you can buy this stuff and you're getting
90%
of the functionality for like pennies on the dollar by comparison.
Yeah.
I agree.
Like, it works just fine. It's held up just fine.
For airsoft, again.
Exactly, for airsoft.
Because that's where people get mad, is when you're promoting it for uses in the military, and it doesn't hold up as well for that, but we're talking airsoft.
Yeah. And also, we have a bunch of various like backpacks and assorted other things that are all Condor as well that we use for hiking and camping, and they've all held up just fine too through years of light, casual weekend abuse.
Yep. Guess that's our point.
All right.
Good enough.
All right. Signing off. Peace.
There.
Let me stand up with my cries.
That's where you fill that whole thing in cries. You fucking tool.